Hey everybody, and welcome to this session on LeadBoxes. So we've left lead pages behind. Now we're talking about LeadBoxes, and LeadBoxes is just a fancy name for opt-in forms. So basically all email programs, email marketing programs have the ability to create opt-in forms, and LeadBoxes as well in lead pages. Now the benefit of using these is, again, you get different types of analytics, and if you want to keep all your information in one place, this works. So this is just another place to make opt-in forms. So if you don't like the opt-in forms, for instance, that you have in MailChimp or Aweber, you can create them in here. And not only can you use them any place you can put HTML or JavaScript, but you can also use them within lead pages as well. So you can create those. So we're going to talk about what they are, how they're used, the different types of lead boxes that you can create, and then we're actually going to create one. So you're going to find it's very simple. If you create an opt-in form, it's basically what you've done in here. So most of, like I said, email programs have opt-in forms. They're pretty much the same in here, and they're pretty much the same as the form that you create when you create, let's say, a webinar landing page and you have the opt-in box. So a lead box is just an opt-in form that you can put on any website, and you can actually put in any of the landing page templates, if you will, for lead pages as well. So you can actually use them in both places. Any place that you can paste HTML or JavaScript, you can use a lead box instead of an opt-in form. So for instance, WordPress, Squarespace, Infusionsoft, and so on. Now realize that the information that's being captured is still being sent to an email marketing system. It's just that if you want to use a different format, or if you want to use the reporting and analytics you get from lead pages, this is another option. You can even use these in Infusionsoft if you wanted. And there are different types that you use. There's a standard opt-in box, which is just the standard opt-in box that stays on the page at all times. There's the pop-up opt-in box, which you'll see a lot of times. It will pop up after a specific timed amount. And then there's the exit box that pops up after a movement. And usually the movement is your mouse is moving to one of the corners, which means you're going to close the program, and then it will pop up. So each of these has a timed option. So we're going to show you how easy it is to create these. So we've already done lead pages. We're going to look at lead boxes. Simple create new lead box. So remember, you're just creating an opt-in form. Lead box, just a fancy name. And here it is. Okay. Now you put your name of your lead box up here. Okay. I can save it. And by the way, you can split test these just like you can split test your landing pages. You can see that you have the option here. Okay. You must choose an integration. So you can integrate it with a lead notification, which is part of lead pages. Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft. Remember, you can do the copy and paste. We're going to do MailChimp because we've already connected. So it's just like your lead pages. It's connecting to your email marketing system. You simply choose your option, and you can reload this at any time if you've created a new list for this, let's say. Okay. And then you can integrate with what are called lead notifications. Now, lead notifications is basically an email that comes to you when a new lead has been added. So if I click yes, you'll notice it wants to send me an email address. Okay, so in other words, every time I get a new lead that signs up using this lead box, I'm just going to get an email that tells me that they have signed up. Now, instead of this, I prefer just to look over in MailChimp to see my new opt-ins, but if you want to be notified, you would turn that on. So I'm just going to leave that on for now. And then do you want to integrate with your webinar host? You can turn that on. Okay, and I know I haven't connected to any, but you could certainly do that. And you could also do a Facebook registration from here. Okay, now it says this form. So there are certain forms you'll get error messages on because they may not be responsive, which means they may not work as well. Okay, so who are you integrating with? So I'm integrating with MailChimp. What list are you using? Do you want to be notified? Which is a simple email address, which will be my email address. When you're using the sandbox, it'll be Mickey, I believe. Do you want to integrate and then customize this form? We'll bring up all the options. Okay, so here's my integration settings, which takes me back to here. Okay, but then I've got my header image. So this is very similar to what we were looking at when you actually create. Oh, I don't even want that. Never mind. I'm going to hide that. Too big. Okay. Header text. So that's this text up here. You can simply, drag and drop, change it, bold it, make it a different font. Okay. Form image, which is this image here. I can change that. Heading style. Change that, maybe make it smaller. Okay, I can change the color. So you get the idea. Form style, background, border, border width, border color. Okay, now you can see I have a nice purple border there. Okay, your submit button. So what does it say? Remember, you want them to get to take action, so you're going to want to make sure you put that there. Okay, button color, border style. Okay, do you have a border at the top? If you scroll down, you have other options. You have border colors. Okay, so that's the border color of my button. Okay, privacy. You can certainly use what's there. Tracking codes. This is the same thing that we saw on landing pages. This is where you put Google Analytics. This is where you would put tracking codes, for instance, from the old Facebook pixels and whatnot. You've got the head and the body there. Okay, and then you have the thank you page. So where does it go when they have completed the opt-in box or the lead box? And then I just said use default, but you can uncheck this and you can actually put in, okay? And then what fields do you want to see, right? Okay. You've got some advanced options that you can see here. And then basically that's it, okay? So I can save it. And my form has been saved. Oh, so I have normal, required, and valid. So just see what that looks like, okay? What a pretty little form. Now, when I go to publish it, this is where I get the different options on, is it going to be a standard lead box, a pop-up, or an exit? So let's look at this. Standard lead box. Do you want a plain text? Do you want it to appear as a button? So, and this will actually show you what it looks like. So plain text link would look like this, okay? A button would look like this. And an image, you could upload an image. Oops, wrong button. That's what it would look like, okay? And so basically you click in this box and you copy this HTML code and you would put it anywhere that you need it to be. That's basically what it's telling you. So I could go over here to my WordPress site, and I'm just going to do this really quickly, okay? Grab some text. This is just a page. Okay. Now I can go back and copy this. I just do a Control C, right? And I want to go to the text tab whenever you're doing that. There it is. See it? How's that for fun? Whenever you're pasting HTML into a blog post or something, you want to make sure that you do it in the text tab. Now let's view this page. Here it is. Now when I click on it, look, it pops it up. Okay. So you can do it as an image, you can do it as a button, or you can do it as text. Okay. So let's go back here, saving that. So that's always there for me. Now I can go to a pop-up. Now this is where it's fun because you can actually choose when it pops up, how long it waits, and so for instance, time before the box appears. So I can say 15 seconds. Page views. In other words, you have to go to like 2 or 3 pages before it pops up versus you're just sitting there and it pops up. So 0 show equals on every page. So I could say, well, 2 pages. And I can say, don't show the lead box again for 2 days. So it keeps track of when people visit how often it shows the box, because we all know a lot of times those boxes pop up. You're like, what is this? Okay. So you can see right here, all changes you have will make appear in the embed code, which is here. But you can also use this plugin as well. So if you have the plugin, you can simply download the plugin, which I believe I already have on this one. I'm not sure if I have it on this one or not. I do. So I can go to Lead Pages. Okay, I can add new. Okay, now, whoops, I didn't do that. So I have the option, as you can see. I don't know if it's even, it may not have saved it yet. Let's see if it's in here. No, it's not in here. But you have the option to actually use the Lead Pages plugin as well. So let me go back over here. Okay, so remember I can use this code and I can paste the line of code you see onto your home page, a landing page, a blog post, and so on. So once again, I can go, oops, sorry about that, and create a new page. I'll put that there, right? And it has that little button there. And then I can just go grab some more text. Put it there, publish it. Okay, now I set all those features, but it's not going to pop up right away because if you'll remember, I said I have to wait 15 seconds. So let me change those here. Now, the only problem when you use the HTML code is you have to make sure that you recopy it every time you make a change to it. So I'd have to pop back over here. And repaste it and update it. Okay, a lot of times that goes on the home page. We'll just pop that up. We'll leave it there for a few minutes. We'll come back, make sure that it pops up. All right, so that's the lead box, the pop-up box. And then you have an exit box. Okay, an exit box, which means when you go to exit the page, it will pop up. And you can say, don't show lead box again for X number of days. So that means it doesn't show up every time. So you can say every 4th day you can show it. And then once again, I'd have to copy paste this. But you always want to make sure you're saving whatever changes you have. Did it pop up? There it is. How's that for cool, huh? And so then the lead, the one that would exit would mean when you go to exit the site, go to click on this, it would pop up. So you're basically copying and pasting this code into the pages that you want it to reflect. Most of the time it's going to be your home page. Okay, how's that for easy? Okay, so I just save any changes I make. And once again, you can actually create A/B split testing on this. You would click add new variation, just like we did in lead pages, and you would be able to create a variation of it. Now, hopefully that'll stop here. Let me see if I can back up. Okay, so here's my webinar opt-in. I have my analytics here. Okay, nothing going on there. I did have one here for a discount code. So like for this one, I could take a look. Okay, so you can see I had 5 visitors, 1 opt-in, 33% conversion rate. So that works the same way. Okay. So when you come to create, you create a lead box. Okay, you can also do what are called lead magnets, which we're going to look at. Actually, you know what? Let me show you that right now. Let's see. Let me go back to my lead box. This was something we covered earlier in one of the lead pages lead pages courses, but I just wanted to show it to you that you can also do it in here. Right here, send an email after, here's your lead magnet. You click this, and the lead magnet is, for instance, if you're using lead pages to deliver your lead magnet or your freebie, you'd have to upload it into here. And then if this box is going to be connected to that, you would simply check which one they would receive. Okay, so they would automatically get this email and then save. So that's what the lead magnet does. And you want to make sure you save your page. Okay, so that was something we looked at before. So you can publish it all the different ways, and then your reporting. So what I'd like you to do is create a lead box and integrate it with MailChimp since we've already got it set up for you, and choose the options that you want. Play with it. They're very easy to use. They have a lot of bells and whistles, but they're easy to use. And if you have a website, try copying and pasting some of the text from one of the pop-up boxes or just a standard lead box into your website, or attach it to one of your existing lead pages, which is very easy to do. You just edit the lead page and choose that lead box. Okay. As always, any questions, click the help button in the upper right-hand corner. Send us an email, post in our private Facebook group, or comment below. Thanks much, and I'll see you in the next session, which we're talking about lead links. Bye.